Hey guys, welcome to my home. Today I've been making slings, and Greg Stewart, there's your 1-point QD, and Matthew DeVere, here's your 2-point OD green. Anyways, earlier I was responding to comments, and a gentleman was asking me about going to gunsmithing school. And I told him, I said, I don't know anything about gunsmithing school. I'm an armorer, it's a different thing. But he made a comment about, I don't trust banks not to seize money. And I thought, oh wow, yeah, I need to cover this in a video. So I busted out my camera and set it up. Basically, the name of this video is PayPal. Welcome to the party, pal. And this is going to be a brutal video, but I think it's now time. I think enough people have now woken up to what's going on that now I can say this video. Now I can do this video without people getting all like, you know, third-party offended. In 2017, I want to say like March or April of 2017, I got a nastygram from PayPal that I had conducted an illegal transaction. And I went, well, wait a minute, illegal transaction? Wow, we're kind of getting loose with verbiage here, aren't we? And by the way, that was my response to their little Nazi customer service. I said, first of all, illegal means that I have broken the law, and while you guys may have your own internal rules that you think are laws, they're not laws. I said, and what had occurred was a customer had purchased a Glock off of my website. A Glock that I had made it a point to, in the listing, I'd put at the top, the middle, and the bottom, in bold font with asterisks on either side, 3 asterisks on one side and 3 on the other, top, middle, and bottom. Do not use the PayPal option for this, because what I had done was I had activated PayPal and Stripe on my website, trying to make it as easy as I could on people, even though I was already telling people by 2017, actually frankly by 2012, I was telling people stop using PayPal, because in 2012 PayPal tried the same exact thing that they did to me in 2017. Actually, they didn't try it, they did it. They seized monies in my account, locked my account down, told me that I conducted an illegal transaction. You know what the illegal transaction was then? I was selling brass, empty casings, brass, because that was back when there was a shortage of casings, and because I shot and shoot a lot, I literally had a 50-gallon drum filled with once fired, almost entirely Black Hills ammunition. Yeah, those of you who just heard that are like, oh, bro, because Black Hills ammunition is good stuff. So this, I realized I was sitting on a gold mine. So I started sifting it and selling the stuff. And actually, the Hearing Pro that you guys see me using on my videos was actually paid for. 2 of them were actually paid for by selling brass. But anyways, in 2012, I was dinged by PayPal for selling brass. And Matthew, I promise, I'm not going to drop any stitches on your sling. I've done this so many times I can stop and pick it up without ruining anything. So anyways, the PayPal, I'm not even quite sure how that even happened, but I remember some customer made a comment about aren't you worried about PayPal because of their no ammunition purchase rules? And I said, this isn't ammunition. Okay, guys, this is the customer. And I said to the guy, do me a favor, if PayPal decides to go snooping, make sure that they're aware that you're not buying ammunition. So I to this day, I don't know what the conversation was between the customer and PayPal. But basically, PayPal told me that I'd been ratted out by a customer, which I found so interesting. I'm like, so we really truly are in a snitch state now. Remember, guys, 2012. And so they tell me that a customer has stated that I've sold him some ammunition, and I thought, wow, did I just get baited by somebody? Because I wasn't selling ammunition. Even if I was, I have a license for that because I am a firearms manufacturer, which also covers ammunition. But anyways, PayPal locks down my account, seizes the funds that are in there, and puts me in PayPal jail, and starts going, "You bad, bad little pissant." And meanwhile, I'm trying to deal with their Nazi customer service, which I'm sure that by then was probably an AI, and couldn't get very far with them. And finally, enough time elapsed and they released my account. And I remember going, wow, that sucked. I never want to have to experience that again. And so I started encouraging people to not use PayPal and to send me money order or personal check if they want, or heck, even cash if they live close enough. I dealt with that as best I could and minimized my PayPal use whenever possible. And here's what I did learn from that transaction. Any time that I did any transaction on PayPal, I would immediately move the money out of PayPal. And I would send it to my bank account. So as the years went by, I kind of was like, well, haven't really gotten any more static from PayPal, so I guess we're cool. I know, yeah, right? And so 2017 rolls around, Trump gets in office, and all of a sudden there's this massive attack on conservatives, on everything conservative, firearms. And by then, I then had my new website, because back in 2012 I was just selling on Gunbroker, I think it was. I can't remember. Back before Gunbroker was the cockroach website that it is now. And anyways, I now had a website, and I was selling there. And I had PayPal and I had Stripe to try to just make life easier for people. And there was a Glock that I was selling, my Gen 4 Glock 17, and the guy that bought it apparently was incapable of reading, and he clicked on PayPal and paid for it with PayPal, even though, like I said, I had it clearly marked as not suitable for PayPal to be done with a PayPal transaction. Before I could blink, I got jumped on by PayPal. PayPal went full Nazi on me. I mean, it was incredible. I woke up one morning, just a few days after that transaction had gone through, and one of my customers had sent me an email that said, "I can't buy a sling," and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. So I went to my website and tried to run a test transaction, and the PayPal button was dead. And anyone who owns their own business will tell you that'll make your heart jump up into your throat. Because when your livelihood is your labor from home, when that is your only source of income, it will throw you for a loop. And I remember sitting there going, what's going on? And then I get an email from PayPal, gobble, 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 gobble. And they went on their little Nazi tirade about guns and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I said to them, that customer was told not to use PayPal, and I showed them a screenshot of the sale. And you guys know this now. They don't want to hear truth. No. Truth is very, very inconvenient to them. They don't want truth. They want you to bow, and they want you to lick their boots. And I said to PayPal, you guys have wrongfully seized my money. You guys have wrongfully closed my account. Actually, no, they hadn't seized the money yet. They were giving me a warning that I had conducted an illegal transaction. Oh, that's right, yeah. The thing was that they had that there was an alert. There was an alert on my website. It's like a little triangle with an exclamation mark in the middle. And as soon as I got that email, I immediately raced to my PayPal account because I knew what was going to be coming next. And I remember that my daughter, the one who works right there over my head, my daughter had just sent me like $25 or $26 for something or another that I'd spotted her on. So she sent me the money through PayPal. I immediately refunded the money back to her. She says, "What's going on, Dad?" I said, "Tell you later," because her phone alerted when I did that. And anyways, and then that afternoon, PayPal started in on their full Nazi campaign against me. Guys, I don't fully know how everything works at PayPal. I suspect that their little system does one thing automatically, and then it gets assigned to some little minion of the state to like jump on it physically. But the point was, there was a time gap between the nastygram email and then the your account is frozen routine. I've got some friends here in the Chattanooga area who are in the firearms industry, and they suffered a loss to PayPal over a 6-week period where PayPal essentially seized $65,000 of their monies. Just locked it up. Treated them like the redheaded stepchild. Wouldn't talk to them, wouldn't communicate with them properly. They kept getting run in circles. This is capital that they need for their business. The cabal doesn't care. Remember, guys, they don't care about you. Folks, remember, there's a reason that a few weeks ago I went and I did the heavy equipment operators course at Chattanooga State, because I had been offered a job and had been told, well, you're going to have to wear a mask and take the vaccine. And I went, no, I'm not. So all of a sudden the job disappeared. Okay, this whole thing going on in America has affected me. My daughter had to walk away from a job last year. Like literally, she showed up to work. Okay, everyone's being vaccinated today. No. So she walked. Showed up at home. Very upset, obviously. I just had to walk away from my job because they were going to vaccinate us on the spot. Are you out of your freaking mind? Jeepers. My wife has also had to endure hardships being a nurse in the hospital. So, guys, everything that's going on has deeply affected my family. But I digress. So anyways, so 2017, PayPal locks down my account. And I realize I'm not going to be able to reason with them. They're not going to listen. Truth is irrelevant to them. There you go, Matthew. Ta-da! Done. They're not going to be reasoned with. They're not going to want to listen. Truth is irrelevant to them. All they want to do is say what they want to say and do what they want to do. And I firmly believe that the game that's being played is push the American people as hard as possible, as fast as possible, to see if they can get a response from us that includes that. And I remember going, I'm at an impasse here. So I called my credit union and I said, this is what's going on with PayPal. And the lady made a sound on the phone, and halfway into my next sentence I went, hang on, you just made a sound. It was something like, I went, what does mean? She goes, and I hear her lips make that sound, and then she lowers her voice, and you can tell she's now grabbed her boom mic. She goes, we're not allowed to fight PayPal. And I went, what? She says, we're not allowed to fight PayPal. And I go, what does that mean? She says, if they seize any of your money, then we are instructed to refund you your money. But we're not allowed to fight PayPal because they're so big. Please wrap your head around what I'm saying here, folks. A very well-established, very large credit union here in the Chattanooga Valley area told me we're not allowed to fight PayPal. What does that tell you? The banking power of the PayPal cabal is so massive, they're not going to fight it. She says, you'll get your money back. I said, no. I said, first of all, I've not lost any money. I'm asking you, should they try to reach in? Because I had a credit card tied to that account. And I said, should they try to reach in and grab something for whatever reason? Because remember, when you're dealing with unreasonable Nazi-type people, they don't have to have a reason. They just make a choice. So the lady says to me, if PayPal seizes any money, you'll get your monies back. And I go, no, you're misunderstanding. I said, we're a credit union, which means I'm a part owner of the credit union. So as a member, if you guys lose money, we all lose money. I lose money. So I'm not content with that answer. And I realized I have now been taken hostage by my own credit union's cowardice. Well, I shouldn't use the word cowardice. By my own credit unions, by them being hamstrung, and by the power of the banking cabal, that is PayPal, I cannot get coverage from my own credit union against PayPal's theft. So I'm gonna have to close the account. And she says, well, I'm so sorry. By the way, folks, let's just assume that all business transactions are going to begin with, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Mr. Miranda. We can't close your account over the phone. I'll be right there. Boop. And I drove down, and I walked into the credit union, and I closed that business account, and I closed the business credit card. Oh, but, and I said, there's no but about it. The account has to go, and so does the credit card. So guys, imagine those of you who are business owners are going, wow, yeah, that was a massive wow moment. And that wasn't like a 20-minute process. That was several days. In the midst of customers were having to send me checks, personal checks, to buy their slings or money orders. Or I was going on trust that we could take care of things on the back end. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with. So I sit here now saying to you, oh, and I guess I should clarify the point. So I closed the account, canceled the card, went to a different credit card processor, which so far has, with all honesty, genuinely surprised me in a good way. And wow, I've not had a single stitch of trouble since 2017, not one bit of trouble. Blew me away. I'd love to say their name, but I'm not going to poke that tiger. But I sit here saying to people, welcome to the party, pal. Because the world, not just America, but the world woke up, well, a week and a half ago, when PayPal decided to try their little Nazi game of, well, if we disagree with what you're doing or saying, we're going to seize $2,500 or what, I forget what the amount was. My wife sent it to me, and I looked at it on my computer, and I started laughing. And she normally sits there at the couch, and I sit at the recliner over there in the evenings. And she sent it to me, and I started laughing, and I said to my wife, well, the rest of the world just figured out what you and I learned back in 2017. And she goes, yeah. I've been saying this for years. Stop using PayPal. Now, a lot of people figured it out because the stock market went on PayPal the very next day after they tried that one, which was hilarious. My personal favorite was, well, apparently that was an internal mistake. Yeah, what, somebody spilled some water on a computer and all of a sudden it just automatically sent out on its own that we're going to steal $2,500 from you if you try to speak your mind openly? Folks, I've said this before. Every once in a while the cabal runs up a little flag up the flagpole, and they want to see if we're going to salute at it or shoot at it. And so far, a great many Christians who are God-fearing men and women the world over are still shooting at it. Don't salute at it. Don't ever salute at it. Shoot at it. Inconvenience yourself. Welcome to the party, pal. Inconvenience yourself. I've been inconvenienced since 2012, which means for a decade now. I have not used PayPal. While for a brief period of time, I allowed PayPal to be used on my website. I wasn't using PayPal to do transactions. Like I told you, every time that money's entered my account on PayPal, excuse me, those monies immediately were pulled out and sent to my credit union. I would not use PayPal to do any transactions with because I hate that company. They are a filthy, filthy company. And people say, well, why don't you use, and they name off several applications. So I look into those applications. I'm going to ask you to do something for yourself. Take a look at whatever money app you're using on your phone, and you're going to find out it's probably owned by PayPal. Because several apps that were suggested to me, when I dug a little harder, I found out in all the little gobbledygook at the bottom, PayPal, they own them. PayPal diversified, and they started creating other companies and branching their little tentacles out into the financial world and snatching up as much as they could. And a great deal of what's out there now is being controlled by PayPal. So the fact is, I would highly suggest go back to cash. Make it hard on them to control you, because it is your job to be ungovernable. So, to those of you who got a rude awakening and got your world crushed in when you realized, I morally cannot use PayPal anymore. You're right. In fact, I want to read you something and I'll let you go. My wife sent this to me the other day and it was brilliant, and I immediately saved it in my phone. I keep a file on my phone called Wisdom, Discernment, and Patience. He who is not angry when there is just cause for anger is immoral. Why? Because anger looks to the good of justice, and if you can live amid injustice without anger, you are immoral as well as unjust. St. Thomas Aquinas. I'm going to read that to you one more time. He who is not angry when there is just cause for anger is immoral. Why? Because anger looks to the good of justice. And if you can live amid injustice without anger, you are immoral as well as unjust. St. Thomas Aquinas. That's why I've been saying for years to friends and family, and in some cases even strangers, stop using PayPal. They're a cockroach company, they're a serious problem, and they're part of the banking cabal designed to throttle you, to put you underneath their thumb. Welcome to the party, pal.